In 1965, the writer Gabriel García Márquez started writing the novel 100 Years of Solitude, a novel that he tried to write for 15 years unsuccessfully, and in order to finish it, he actually had to go into confinement, home confinement for 14 months. And during this time, he experienced the kind of emotional, physical, and personal confinement that millions of people around the world have been experiencing due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And one of the lessons that he learned by experiencing this solitary confinement, by even writing about the plague of insomnia in the town of Macondo that the novel talks about, is that he learned the importance of solidarity. Solidarity as a cure, as the first remedy to solitude. And the reason I'm actually saying that is because when he was writing the novel, even though he was alone in solitude, he received the visits of friends, colleagues, and artists who would actually come to check on the progress of the novel, as well as letters from friends in different countries of Latin America and Europe, asking also for his progress on the novel, giving him feedback as well as emotional support. So if he were alive, probably one of the lessons that García Márquez himself would say we need to get out of this situation is the importance of solidarity as a remedy against solitude. The friendship between García Márquez and Fidel Castro is one of the most controversial episodes in the life of García Márquez. There are people who praise warmly García Márquez for this friendship, and there are those who have criticized García Márquez heavily for this friendship too. And García Márquez and Fidel met around the 1970s, and when García Márquez was becoming closer to the Cuban Revolution, and then this original connection turned into a personal friendship to the point that García Márquez was actually giving Fidel manuscripts of his works, and Fidel, for instance, read Chronicle of a Death Foretold, and he commented on the novel. Also, in the 1980s, García Márquez got involved with the creation of a school of cinema in Cuba, as well as being an intermediary in efforts to free political prisoners. And even in the middle of the 1990s, he visited the White House when Bill Clinton was president, and one of the topics of discussion was actually the US embargo against Cuba. Yet, the connection of García Márquez to Cuba goes even further back in time, because the journalist actually started working for the news agency Prensa Latina when García Márquez was a journalist in 1959, and he worked for the Prensa Latina in Colombia and New York City up until 1961.